Good morning. So from the readings, when we were looking at risk assessment tools, what I got most was the thought that the fewer the factors that were being looked at and graded, the better. I think the text mentioned in Georgia's example, they had over 150 different factors that they were looking at in this risk assessment tool, but between two factors, they had 50% of the weighting that they gave offenders. So the fewer is better. I think it was Virginia and Arizona, as well as a county in California, had few factors, had anywhere from a dozen to 18 factors that they took into account as they separated the groups into low, medium, or high risk for reoffending, and statistically, those were much better predictive measures, not only for putting them in those categories, but also for looking at the one topic that they were looking at most intently, which was what was the risk of those juveniles reoffending. So having it be simple, and also having differences between how much is weighted with both static as well as dynamic factors. But I think it was really important, and a lot of the research pointed to we needed the static measures are probably the most telling as we look at recidivism rates for juveniles, especially two topics in particular. Number one, the age of first offending. The younger, the worse it is, the most chance they have to reoffend, as well as statistics on the frequency of their offending. And those, the nice thing is, with the static offenses or with the static measures, you can take those and replicate them state to state. Those are not things that are going to have to change because of socio-economic or geographic factors, while the dynamic issues, those will be different, especially going from poor to middle class, from rural to urban, as well as differences that they have to take into account for minority status. We know that blacks are overrepresented in the juvenile population, as well as differences that they need to take into account in the risk assessment tool for females versus males, especially when they're trying to look at not only the risk of reoffending, but also what are the protective factors that they could institute and put more of to affect that adolescent. So smaller, definitely better. More, they referred to it multiple times as an actuarial model. If you can break something down into numbers, numbers don't have bias, numbers don't have feelings, numbers don't have emotions. If you can break it down into a number, then you can separate and categorize without people's personal biases or judgments getting in the way of a better judgment. Thank you.